Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 276.
Indeed, we've arrived.
We've arrived to exactly where we knew we'd go. The next episode.
Shocking. How are you, girlies? I'm stressed.
Yeah, Lily's not doing well, guys. We need to give you a hug or some therapy. I don't know. What would help? A massage?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, I know what would help. Yeah, I gave you guys a brief, well, not much of an update. We just acknowledged that the lawsuit was still ongoing. If you're new here, we were sued back in December of 2023. And you might be like, you mean almost 2 years ago? Yes, it was almost 2 years ago. It's by a woman named, do I have to say her actual name?
I don't know anymore. I'm not sure what we can say, can't say. My mouth, I just want to put a tape on my mouth so that this woman can leave my life forever.
She has kind of left your life.
For me, yeah, but if I say one more thing, she's like, you know what?
That's true. She'll reel you back in.
Get right back on in here, girl.
So basically, it's this woman. Her name is Jeanette Braun. We call her Janet. She really doesn't like that. But it's her and Lauren the Mortician. Technically, for my stuff in the lawsuit, it's only Jeanette Braun. It's not Lauren the Mortician. But Lauren the Mortician is involved because we're also being sued with two other creators. And when I say we, I mean now just me, because Jesse has been dropped from the lawsuit and is no longer having to deal with it.
We have a whole videos explaining the lawsuit, but long story short, we just, we covered the wrong person. We covered someone who is a little interested in suing people for fun.
Well, which
allegedly.
is ironic because the reason we covered everything to begin with was because we didn't agree with the tactics that this lawyer, she is a lawyer, that she was using on behalf of her clients. And then plot twist, she did the same things that we felt she was doing for her clients for herself.
Yeah. And she did it to us and she took down videos. Yeah. We got copyright strikes, two of them. We were very scared we were going to lose our channel. It was a disaster. Once we finally got our videos back, we're like, slay, everything is great. No, it's not. We got served at our doors because we were not only being sued in federal court, but we were being pursued through the Copyright Claims Board, which is the one battle we have won. Hallelujah. We had a beautiful victory. She tried to appeal that victory. They said, absolutely not, bitch.
It was an even more beautiful, secondary victory that we got to.
It was so good. So that was one down. And then in a really weird turn of events, they refiled a motion and I just wasn't in it. They just said, Jessica, you're good. You can go home. I'm like, okay,
Jessica.
Thank you.
No, so basically what happened is they filed this lawsuit in December of 2023. The way it works is that they filed the complaint. We filed our motions to dismiss all of the claims because we're like, what are you talking about? This is bullshit. Then they can respond and then we respond again. It's this whole process. The legal system is just the most.
Yeah, if you guys think you're annoyed about hearing about it, you
trust
don't
me.
Understand. It's worse.
We don't want to be talking about it. But so after that, I don't even know what the order is anymore. But basically, they ended up filing a second amended complaint. So it was the first one, but they changed some stuff so things wouldn't get dismissed. But then after that, most of the things in that second complaint did get dismissed, including all the stuff against Jesse. So there was only one surviving statement of mine. There was several charges, but they were all pertaining to the same statement. And it was a tweet that I put out where I say, I like to read it verbatim, so I'm not spreading anything new. I said, I gotta say, one of our biggest questions in all this is, do we think Demps knows her embarrassing excuse for a lawyer is using her name while actively committing perjury? Someone might want to tell her. I had my reasons for tweeting that, and I wish that I could have.
Me not being on Twitter saves me again.
Right? I'm so if you look at all of the tweets surrounding that tweet, 10 before, 10 after, there's a lot of context that provides information for why I would have tweeted that. It wasn't just me pulling it out of my ass. But the way the legal system works is apparently since she filed the complaint, well, her lawyer filed it, whatever, details, but they didn't include any of the context for why I said that. So all the complaint has is basically that I accused her of a crime. We are not allowed to introduce new information or new evidence to defend myself because that's what the trial is for. And we haven't gotten to the trial yet. So basically that is why mine was the only surviving one, because it's she accused her of a crime. So sorry. Some of the stuff got dismissed with prejudice, which means that you can't refile it. It's dead in the water, and Jesse's were. There's other things that they said were dismissed without prejudice, which means that Jeanette and Lauren can go back and revise their complaint and maybe add other information or word it differently or basically just finesse it to make it stick this time and not get dismissed. After most of the stuff got dismissed and it was only my thing left, they were like, oh, okay, we're going to go back and revise everything we can and file a third amended complaint. We were naive in thinking that after the first one that the judge would read it and be like, this is ridiculous. But plot twist, that's not how it works at all.
It's really frustrating. It's a very painful, slow process.
Yeah.
Everything takes months to do. And then you can't just be like, I have proof I didn't do that thing. I can defend myself. They're like,
they're basically save it, tell us later. And it's like, but it's important.
You're like, no, but that's $30,000 later. Can I just say it now?
Genuinely. And so most recently, even before they filed the third amended complaint, the judge had gotten us to engage in settlement discussions, which is what a lot of people do with lawsuits. So it ends and it doesn't take fucking 5 years. So we, in good faith, were ready to attend this conference where we would have the settlement discussion, and it was on the schedule and we were ready to go. And then the plaintiffs, aka Lauren and Jeanette, decided last minute that they didn't want to do that anymore. Then instead they refiled the third complaint. So we are back, not at square one completely, but essentially we're back at square one.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Luckily though, I will say, hopefully a positive for this third one is that while we can't introduce new evidence or information or the stuff that I would be like, hey, if you look at this, everything will be clear and you won't have to be wondering, it won't need to go to trial because you'll understand this is ridiculous. The thing is the first and second complaint, they both happened before the Copyright Claims Board had made their final determination and then subsequently their Janet, you're wrong response to her request for reconsideration. So while you can't introduce new information that's just screenshots or explanations, whatever, what you can include, I guess, are judicial documents. I don't know if that's the right terminology for it. But basically, our lawyer was now finally able to include the ruling from the CCB in our response to the complaint.
Good.
So I am praying and crossing every appendage I have, hoping that that will make a difference. And hopefully this will all be over soon. But in the meantime, it is not over. And also, on top of all this, the judge has ordered that we begin the discovery process. The discovery process is when the parties in the lawsuit are exchanging information. So you can request information from the other party, but then they also provide you with everything they're going to use for their arguments. As you might imagine, that is quite the process. And that doesn't even include depositions and stuff yet where you're interviewing people, but just gathering all of the documents, and it's all the tweets, all the emails, anytime we've mentioned her in a YouTube video, or it's just a lot of stuff. So while obviously our lawyer isn't able to gather that himself because he'd be like, what are you talking about? That's a ton of work for us. But then he has to go through and check and make sure it's organized correctly and that we're answering things right. So it's a lot of work for him too. And while we had hoped that the last time we relaunched our GoFundMe would be the last time, we've been very conservative each time, hoping that this is the last time and we're not going to need anything because it's all going to get dismissed. But alas, here I am to say that we have had to launch the GoFundMe yet again and raise our goal yet again. In our opinion, that is exactly why this is still happening. It's because the goal seems to be to financially drain us until we just want it to stop and agree to pay her off, or I don't even know. While that might honestly be the easier route, the whole reason we got involved in any of this to begin with is because we were trying to take a stand against behavior that we did not agree with and that we thought was wrong. And it feels like it would just be all for nothing if we just gave up and didn't try and keep fighting it. And unfortunately, to keep fighting it, we do need to spend a lot of money.
And a lot of it.
Yeah. So this is one we were really trying to wait to find out if things get dismissed and how much further this is going to go to get a better idea. But now that we had to do the discovery stuff, our lawyers
this is going to get dragged on because in my opinion, that's what the other party wants to do. They want to continue to file motions.
Yeah.
They want to continue to wrap us in this web to get a result that they want. That's my opinion. If I'm looking at all of this, what it seems like. And also just looking in general at her past cases that she's had that are similar, where it's just this is very much the pattern. It's just motion after motion after motion.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate, I think, that it's even allowed in the legal system. I mean, who has hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay lawyers?
Exactly.
Like, that's insane.
Well, and because she is a lawyer too, like she knows how the system works and she knows what she can do and what motions to file to extend things, or like even the settlement conference, them backing out last minute. Like we had phone calls
just
about
wasted
that.
Our time.
We were paying our lawyer to like organize stuff to go into that, even that all was for nothing.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. And actually I found a clip while looking through all my stuff to gather it for Discovery where it made my blood boil, because at risk of her filing another copyright claim against us, although look how it turned out last time, Janet, I wouldn't recommend it. This is a clip that was in one of Paige Christie's videos from when she was covering it, because we are not the only ones that have had gripes with Janet and her behavior. Paige has blurred her face in the video already, so, and then I believe Jesse's going to pitch it up, so we are quite literally transforming
I'm going to pitch it down. I want to make it seem very villain ominous.
Perfect.
Think.
So,
you know, I think it's fitting.
In addition to literally transforming the footage, Janet, we are also giving commentary on it, and I think that this lends itself very well to what we're talking about right now.
Here's a hot take for my small business owners that are dealing with copyright trolls who are submitting copyright takedowns for images that it actually doesn't look like their copyright covers that image. Well, if they file suit against you, you may have received a DMCA takedown or a cease and desist, but if they file suit against you, that puts you in a position to have to defend yourself in court. And federal court is very, very expensive.
Is it?
And it operates by the golden rule, which is the one with the gold rules. So unless you have $50,000 to $100,000 minimum to defend your rights, it may be best for you to just pay them to go away. This is awful, but this is how the legal system is broken, and you have to look at the final financial benefits to your company and what you may or may not lose. Principle isn't always the best reason to go fight a battle in court, unless you have the gold to back it up. The court system's broken.
So I think it's pretty clear.
Is it?
In the case of our federal lawsuit, there is no copyright charges involved in that. So like replace copyright trolls with just like people filing lawsuits against you that you might think are frivolous, for example.
I feel like maybe she is hoping that like people won't help at a certain point, or like that there will be a time where we're just like desperate enough to be like, fine, what do you want? You know what I mean? And just like kind of lose it. And unfortunately, I don't think she knows how petty we are.
I don't think you guys understand how much I don't want to be asking for any more, because you guys have been so generous already. Like the last 2 times we did it, it just sucks because like I'm going to put some of my own money into it as well, but it's also a joint defense. It's for Becca and Kitty as well. And it adds up so quickly.
Yeah, she's not just being sued by herself at this point. It's 3 people. So when a motion is filed, it's 3 motions.
Yeah.
It's so many hours of work for the lawyer that you can't also cover everybody's lawsuit. And it's just a lot. And also Kitty and Becca don't deserve to be backed up into a corner either. So I'm honestly like, not only the moral support you have by like being sued with them, because like you guys are leaning on each other in that way, but like also just in general, I'm glad everybody has each other, because I feel like if it would have been a single lawsuit, it would have been pretty bad.
So while I really don't want to be telling you that we are relaunching and would love some assistance to get the gold, as Janet says, so we can actually fight this out of principle, which she says might not always be the best idea, but like it is the best idea in this situation.
At this point,
because
it needs
it's like
to happen.
We can't let her win.
No. As always, if you guys cannot donate, if you are not in a position, that is totally understandable. I know so many people right now, it's just like a really, really tough time for so many. So like, please do not take from something you do not have because you feel like you want to help us. That would be mortifying for us. It's already hard enough to relaunch the GoFundMe, but if I knew that people were like taking from like their grocery bills or something, I'd die.
100%. If you're not so financially able to donate, and it's just like also that you want to donate because you don't want to see Janet win, and like just like again
believing in the cause.
Yeah, it's us fighting for free speech. I'd like to think it is something bigger than us. I don't know if it's like precedent setting. I don't know how that really works, but like this isn't just like, oh, please get us out of this. Like, we don't want to pay for it. It's like this person can't win. Yeah,
we can't.
Exactly.
She'll just do this to someone else, allegedly.
No, but literally, because even my mom has been like, why don't you just like give up? And I'm like, that's what she wants.
Yeah. And then she'll move on to the next person and be like, well, I did it once.
Exactly.
I can do it again.
So if you guys can, if you are fully able to, and it's not going to affect your life at all. And also, I think the first time we ever did this, we said, just donate $1 even. $1 is not available as an option. So it is at least $5, but even just $5, it adds up so quickly. And there are so many of you that like, I don't want anyone like donating like $1,000. I mean, if you for some reason had an extra $1,000, sure, we'd take it.
Rich
but like,
girlies, hello, are you there?
Just as a community to come together, we could show her that she can't just keep drawing this out and hope that we're going to give up eventually. Because as stressful and as time consuming and how much work it all is on our end, we're only able to do it because you guys have made it so we aren't so financially strained as well throughout the process. And I think we should just show her that the girlies did not take kindly to what she's been doing to us.
Yeah. And I think the lawyer girlies said it in the beginning. They're like, guys, your goals are really conservative. I think you're going to need more. And we're like, no, we don't want to take more than we need. Like, we just need this little bit for now. But alas, girlies were smarter than us, and they were right.
Yeah, literally in the beginning, people were like, it's going to be at least $150K. And we're like, it'll get dismissed before. No, it hasn't.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much. We appreciate it more than we can say. Also, if you don't have any means, that is totally fine. Watching this episode, anything you do helps us a lot. So
sharing it.
We just appreciate the community helping us out through these dark times with Janet. We will never forget it.
If you've forgotten where to donate, I'll have the link in the description below. But to make it easy, I originally had bought the domain www.thegirliesversusjanet.com. It's still very active, so you can go to the GoFundMe through that, and you'll see our mugshots waiting for you. And thank you for all of the support throughout this. Oh my God, it's literally been almost 2 years.
Yeah, fever dream. Anyway, we do have a show though. We do.
Great, yes.
We're going to be covering something that is happening right now and is pissing a lot of people off. And I feel like we've talked about these characters, especially Tana Mongeau and Trisha Paytas, so much recently. Maybe just Trisha. I don't know. I feel like we've talked about this.
Yeah, Tana's been relatively unproblematic lately, and we didn't cover really any of the canceled podcast stuff because it's over now.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
It's officially ended. And she just announced, I just passed a TikTok where she officially just bought a house in Hawaii.
Oh yeah. I know a lot of people have, I mean, obviously there's the whole issue with like natives being pushed out of Hawaii because it's becoming so expensive because people are buying properties.
I saw people commenting on that and they're like, but she's moving there because her boyfriend is native to the island, which feels
so that's the thing. I think they're living, like, I'm pretty sure Makoa is going to be living in the, you know what I mean?
Assume so,
but still, I mean, it's a valid conversation for sure. Yeah. Anyway, that's not what we're going to be talking about. But I think the end of Canceled, if you don't know, Tana Mongeau, we've talked about her a million times on this podcast, but she had a podcast with Brooke Schofield, who we've also talked about many times on this podcast. She recently ended it. There was some fallout there, not fallout. They're still friends, quote unquote, but there was some drama there because they had some like tension in like their final episodes that people were kind of picking apart.
Yeah, they never said that they're ending it because like they weren't getting along, but there's been a lot of speculation that's why. I don't really care to speculate, honestly, why it ended. They never flat out said it's like, it's because we don't like each other and we're not getting along. People just picked up on a lot of tension and think that that's the reason. Tana comes more from the angle of she's in a different place in her life now than she was when she started it, and like just isn't trying to be as messy.
I think that that's really interesting because I feel like she still posts shit on TikTok, or like we'll still get into little moments where I'm like, come on, Tana, it's in your DNA. You know what I mean? But I'm always here for, first of all, she's like living a sober life. She, I think, is just growing up. And I think that, I mean, as someone who did story times, like I feel like you just outgrow that part of you. That's like, I don't need to do that much. She was pretty messy, to be fair. Like, I understand wanting to be less messy.
And in comparison to like our podcast, for example, like we're not usually talking about it in the capacity that we're involved.
No, almost never.
Exactly. Yeah. And they weren't really just covering like other topics of other people. They were usually covering things that were like happening to them.
And from experience, when you do that on a podcast, it could get messy. People can see it and then respond. Yeah. And then it's not fun.
Yeah. And I mean, we always say like, we hate when people that we do talk about see it. If we're having people see what we're covering, I'd venture to say that they were having that 10 times as badly. They would like run in circles that might intertwine with those people. Like we're both kind of removed.
Right. And I do think that that's relevant here because Tana making that known recently that she does want less drama in her life. I mean, I think that she's like really stable with Makoa. Like I feel like she's
found
just
her
like
peace.
Yeah, like it does seem like genuinely she has. And I love that for her. I did think that in general that was going to happen because people do grow up and like you grow out of that phase of your life. But that is relevant here because her making that known and then this happening is like really insane. When someone who is Jeff Wittek, who we're going to be talking about, who's your friend and knows that that's something that you want peace, you don't want drama, brings you on his podcast and does this, it's insane.
Before we go any further, we have a word from our sponsor, Honeylove.
Honeylove, if you don't already know, makes my favorite bras to ever exist. If you're wondering if I'm wearing one right now, of course I am. It's the only bras I wear. The only time I'm not wearing them is when I'm not wearing a bra at all. And by the way, for those of you that wonder which one I'm wearing, I usually wear the silhouette bra. That's my favorite.
And Honeylove doesn't just have bras. They're known for their shapewear, their tanks, their leggings, and everything is just as comfortable and just as supportive.
They also recently launched their Cloud Embrace bra, which sold out in literally days. It's a modern wireless like t-shirt bra. All of their bras are wireless. That's why they're so comfortable.
And all of their bras are designed with a back smoothing fabric to prevent bra bulge. And as Jesse said, they don't have underwire, which is super clutch.
I also love their shapewear because it's supportive, but it is not uncomfortable. There have been times where I have to throw away my shapewear in the garbage can of the bathroom because I literally couldn't breathe. And I never have that problem with Honeylove, and none of their shapewear rolls down for me, which is a huge plus. So if you guys want to try out Honeylove for yourself, you can head over to honeylove.com/DWKT, and that's going to give you 20% off your entire order.
Again, that's honeylove.com/DWKT, and you get 20% off. And after you purchase, they're going to ask you how you heard about them, and you just need to tell them the Girlies sent you because it helps us out a lot.
And thank you so much to Honeylove for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast.
So Jesse texted me about covering this, and I didn't know about this whole secondary thing. I only had seen a clip where it was Todd Smith going on Jeff Wittek's podcast, and then they were talking about Tana. And then I saw a clip of Tana talking to Trisha on their podcast about that interaction. And she was even kind of defending Jeff and saying, like, she gets it.
Jeff Wittek posted a podcast recently with Todd Smith. Or see, here I am going.
I know.
I can say this. I've been fighting demons to like not be old me. I do so good with it now, you know, like truly like just not bringing things up and whatnot. It's not fair for me, I guess, to maybe be this way. But like one of my triggers as a person is when someone lies on something that I just told the complete and utter truth about. Like, you know what I mean? Why would I lie about you? Like if I was even at that, I feel like a Tuesday for me in that era of my life was more interesting. You know what I mean? Like the shit was genuinely happening to me. I didn't have to make anything up. I was inserting myself into everything. I was tornadoing my way through life. Like was just, that's why Canceled like ended up being what it was, because it was just constantly happening because I was like, everything was for the plot and I was insane. Why? If I was going to lie about someone, I would lie about Jeff Bezos. Yeah. Not Todd Smith.
Or David or somebody.
Like, it's just like, what do you mean? And he just, he came on, and like I'll probably end up going on Jeff FM and then eventually like talking about it, I guess. But like,
did you text Jeff in that moment? Are you like, what the
I
hell?
texted Jeff that I literally like,
because you never
I said
text.
horrible things, not about Jeff. Nothing I said to Jeff was horrible to Jeff.
But how you felt.
Yeah, I was just like, and Jeff already knew, and like he definitely like had my back. I'm not blaming Jeff at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like
he loves to stir the pot.
Yes. And just like,
it's why I won't go on to Jeff FM anymore. The minute I sat down, he cut it out, obviously, but he'll like ask stuff right away, and I'll be like, I'm not answering this. Like, we're cutting all of this right now.
He is like, yes, he is like
he
devious.
Knows.
He knows.
And
he knows
like,
how to and get those clips and say the crazy. And that's what I love about Jeff. You know what I mean? Like, I admire that about him. He is just so like ruthless. You know what I mean? And it's like iconic. I could never do it in this day and age because I've chosen peace.
Even with like when we cover Tana, I don't think, I mean, and I could be wrong, but it's like if we ran into her, like I don't think she'd be like, you fucking bitches.
No, I don't
like,
think so.
She understands, I think. She gets why people would be talking about her, and So it didn't seem like she had any problem with Jeff having Todd on and like allowing that conversation to make it on air. But it seems like then he took an inch and ran a mile.
Yeah. It's so bad. So to fill you in, we're going to be first showing you the clip where Todd Smith, if you don't remember, Todd Smith was best friends with Scotty Sire, and Scotty Sire and him were both in the vlog squad. He was the least like, I think filmed, like, I don't think he was on camera much. You know what I mean? Like, he was, but he also wasn't. I don't feel like Todd was a main character.
It was more just that, like, they would make jokes and stuff about how he's good looking. And then obviously he started dating Natalie, who is David's, I wouldn't say assistant anymore. It's like business manager. I don't even know what she does, but she's like his handler.
Yeah. And also at some point, Jeff in his podcast, he has Todd Smith on and he talks about like that there was some point of contention because Jeff referred to Natalie as the Ghislaine Maxwell, like of the Vlog Squad. And so they talked about many things, but one of the things that they talked about was Tana. And I want to show you that clip because I feel like it's relevant to know how Todd was talking about Tana. Tana's going to be addressing it kind of, and she has a different perception of the story that we're going to be talking about, but there's actually a little bit of backstory here. So Tana and Jeff have been close friends for a long time. She's been on Jeff FM a billion times. Like they have talked about pretty much everything.
Yeah, after Jeff had the accident because of David, and like they were not friends anymore, and he kind of just got dropped and like didn't really have much of a support system anymore and was like in a really low place. Tana kind of swooped in and was like, hey, I'm here for you. Like they were like also playing up like kind of like a ship situation where people wanted them to date and they would play into it, but they never did. It seems like they just developed a really genuine friendship. And
yeah, but there's
really
also
close.
like blatant moments where it was pretty clear, like she dropped the Vlog Squad for Jeff.
Yeah.
Like she wanted to be friends with him. So she literally was like, okay, I'm no longer going to have any contact with these people because I want to be a good friend to you. That was like made very clear on air. They talked about it many times, but during that time, Tana actually addressed this story that Todd's going to be talking about his perspective on. And she talked about how there was a movie premiere, but before that movie premiere, she had been out, she saw the Vlog Squad, and one of them, who we later find out is Todd Smith, but she didn't say it at the time. She says one of them came up to her and said, I miss Jeff. And she was like, well, you should tell him that then. You know what I mean? Like that was that interaction. And then later, fast forward to the movie premiere, she says that Todd Smith came up to her and basically started like screaming at her. That's how she describes it, that there's two sides to every story. That's what he kept saying to her. And those are stories she told on Jeff FM, but long ago, like without saying Todd's name.
Yeah. Was that the whole two sides to every story? Is that in regards to like Jeff's accident?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is awful.
Because it's on film too, but sure. I mean, the Vlog Squad did kind of like dissipate and fall apart after all of that had happened because David like stopped posting and now I feel like he's just like exclusively on Snapchat or something.
So weird.
I don't even know what he's doing. Even though they weren't in his content anymore, that was only because there was no content really to be in.
Right.
Like if he was still making content, it feels like all of them would have been
standing
fine.
in solidarity with Jeff.
No one was. And that's why I said Tana really swooped in and was like, I'll be here for you because like that's fucked. Actually, I guess maybe the two sides to every story could have had more to do with the fact that David had originally promised, obviously, because he caused the accident, that he would pay for it all. And then he ended up like
maybe
not making good on that. And he wasn't paying for it. And like Jeff was going through all these surgeries and David like wasn't even checking in on him and it was just this whole mess. So maybe it had more to do with that. But either way, like that's fucked. Jeff should not have had to pay a cent for that entire situation.
I mean, regardless, but like especially because the person that caused this accident was a multi-millionaire. Like, come on. Now, this is the clip where Todd is recounting on Jeff FM his side of the story of that night that Tana was talking about.
You did get into it with Tana. That's one thing I gotta ask you about because Tana, she came in here when I was probably like, fuck, I got no friends now. You know, I guess I'll do a podcast. And she would just like jump on all the episodes when I didn't feel like filming. And she got me kind of like back at like to myself again. Like I owe her a lot. And then one night she goes out and she was like, Todd fucking cursed me out or some shit.
I have no hard feelings towards her whatsoever. But I remember I was sober that night because I was hungover.
Oh, okay.
And she was talking in my ear super loud. And what happened was she tried to hop in a photo with me and Zane. And I was like, I went like this. I didn't touch her.
She did?
I covered her face.
Damn.
I covered her face because I made a joke. But that's my side. That's what I remember, you know. No hard feelings.
No, I believe you. Yeah, because you were like, there's three sides to every story or something like that.
Did he just say, I believe you?
Yeah. So that's why I was shocked when Tana didn't have like, at the very least, like pissed off reaction to it. But like, she seemed very understanding of Jeff's interaction on the podcast with Todd. Like this didn't upset her, it seems like. It upset her what Todd ends up saying, but like not the fact that Jeff facilitated the conversation.
But I thought you were talking about us, but I guess you're talking about just like Tana taking a picture or not, or however that interaction happened.
Wait, so the two sides, first of all, Jeff says three sides to every story, but no, the two sides to every story he's saying is of that night?
I guess, but like, First of all, I don't even know if I believe that Tana was trying to get in a picture with him and Zayn.
Absolutely not. Who the fuck would want, I mean, come on, without like trying to be disrespectful, like please, like no. But also, why would he live during that night say there's two sides to every story if they're talking about that night? Like we're here at the night. Why would, you know what I mean? Like I think he was talking about Jeff and David. Regardless, it doesn't really matter.
Todd's story feels a little weird.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. Why would you want to hop in the picture? None of it makes sense. But I think he's also maybe taking advantage of the fact that Tana has been outed for lying. We've talked about this a million times. Like she's been outed as not the most reliable narrator, especially in her younger years. And I think that that's fair to say. She's flat out lied online like multiple times.
Yeah.
Now, I do think she's in a different stage of her life. And I do think it's important to like, maybe you don't have to forgive someone for all the shit they've done online, but like to note that like, oh, they're in a different place. They may not have the same tendencies that were toxic as they did before.
Well, and just, I feel like, yeah, people sometimes say we're biased, and especially with Tana, I feel like
I think that's so weird. I have no bias. Like, I don't watch her. I don't like consume her content. I don't watch the canceled podcast when it was on. Like, I don't know.
It's more that I feel like she's kind of complicated as a creator because she has had that history of lying and like doing things for attention. But also, she's had moments where that's not what she's doing.
100%.
And I'm not considering like when she told that like wine tour lady to kill herself.
She's done horrible shit.
But it's like, I'm not considering that when I'm evaluating this situation.
We kind of compartmentalize, but I feel like we do that with pretty much anybody we talk about, where it's like, okay, this could be the worst person ever. Are they being wronged in this situation? Could they have been right in this situation, even though they've been wrong in a million others? Like, I think it's important to like try to understand the moment here. We can take everything in context, of course, to understand in general, like whether we want to support a person or not, or whatever the fuck. But like, come on, like it's pretty noticeable that right now she's not at the same place as she was 5 years ago.
Yeah, and just when you do consider the circumstances of this incident and with Todd and with David and that he stayed friends with David, I feel like history isn't on his side for this situation. Right. And I think it's kind of, I guess Jeff brought it up, but like it feels weird that also he's like, no hard feelings against Tana. For what?
Yeah, but like if she was lying about you and saying something, wouldn't you kind of have the hard feelings and be like, no, she's lying. Like I never said that. Now, recently, I think the episode as of when we're filming this was 3 days ago, Tana went back on Jeff FM, and dare I say it may be her last time for a while because wow, this was really awkward to watch. But basically, Tana was sitting down with Jeff and he brings up Todd, and it's pretty apparent right away that she's uncomfy and that she doesn't like Todd. I think that she deep down knows that like that type of friend is like not a friend that you need in your life, and I think that she's right.
I want to talk about Todd Smith.
Todd plays piano.
I don't give up.
Oh, okay, my bad. It wasn't Jeff that brought him up. It was Tana. She was ready to talk about it. My bad. Also, complete side note, but sometimes I edit how Jeff is sitting right there. Like I have 1 foot on my desk. And it is so bad for your back.
Before I went to the chiropractor, that was like a very, like when I drive, I used to have like 1 foot up the
that's
entire
dangerous,
time.
Girl. Yeah.
Well, it was most comfortable. Not so much anymore, but yeah, I understand.
Really? He's been playing for a while. He takes lessons. I remember when I first met Todd.
Oh yeah, how was that?
He told me, he was like, let's hit Runyon. I got piano lessons at 1, so I got to get it done before that. And I was like, oh, cool. This guy does all these different things on his own outside of the group, you know? And listen, I know how it looks, me having brought on one of the members of a squad that, like, it was a just unspoken thing that, like, don't hang out with them, they don't hang out with us. And that was made by David because he had told Jonah, and that's where I was like, all right, fine, we're at war. You know, and I was like, you're one of my best friends. You know the situation. And Todd, of course, is the one that you got into it with, who was my closest friend out of that group. You know, we would have special bonds, like we would hike together and work out and like basically be
and I know
therapists.
That. Yeah. And I know that.
And he's the only one who shed a tear for me out of that whole group, like actually cried, which it's Todd. He cries a lot, but still that goes a long way with me.
No, I agree with that. Say that's what I was going to say, is that there is actually a lot of empathy in my heart that I know that you having him on and what you guys did that day was healing for you, and that's all that matters to me. Like in regard of,
and I had your back.
You know, I agree with that. I'm honestly like, it is like that's what friendship is, though. Brooke and I talk about this sometimes, where like in girl world, right? Like she breaks up with her ex-boyfriend, and then like you, as the ride or die bestie, you go so hard on the ex-boyfriend, and then 4 months later, she's like, I forgive him, and you're like, well, I called him a fucking lizard with no, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those situations where, as your friend, I rode so hard for you, and like now you guys are cool. And what transpired, that's not what upset me. I mean, what upset me is and I'm trying to tread carefully with my words, and I'm a new person in this
Take
era
your time.
of my
We could
life.
edit it out if you say the wrong thing.
You won't. And that's okay. At all.
Come on. You can trust
Literally
us.
at fucking all. Everything he said about me was a lie. About that interaction was a lie.
Yeah.
And I've been really trying to unpack why it bothers me so much. I think because, especially, I mean, he leads into it and he's like, well, I was sober. And it's like, first of all, no, the fuck you weren't. Second of all, that almost feels backhanded and derogatory and easy, right? To just say that I wasn't. And that's an easy in to like starting that conversation.
Oh, you were in your drinking days.
Yes, to insinuate like, well, I was sober. And it's like, you weren't, first of all. And second of all, I was sober. Okay. I had just gotten to this event. By the end of the night, I was probably doing an 8-ball off of the ceiling in someone's Los Angeles apartment. And I'm not here to negate that. I am very open about my growth and my journey with sobriety.
I did think it was another interesting aspect to his like prefacing of the entire discussion to be like, and he kind of seemed almost like nervous about when he said, he's like, well, and I was sober, like, because I was hungover. Like, you know, when people over-explain something?
Yeah, totally.
That's what it was giving.
But I was sober in that moment. I had just gotten to the event, gown on, 8 pair of Skims underneath, ready to, be at this Paramount event and whatever, right? And this was right in the beginning of me deciding that and choosing that I am fully Team Jeff and leaving the lives of these 9 people that were once a part of, like, I was a part of their life and
Of course,
part of their world.
that's how we met.
And and obviously you feel that, you know what I mean? Just like you'd once walk into this party and hang out with all these people. And now it's 8 people kind of like giving you a dirty look, deciding how you want to whatever. And I'm down. I'm riding for my fucking friend
And
Jeff.
it's none of their business. All these
100
fucking dick riders.
100%. And I put Todd in that category as well of that night. And I walked up to Todd, and like I originally said in the original episode of Jeff FM, he begins on a tangent where he is so clearly livid about the fact that there are 2 sides to every story, insinuating that there is David's side.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I said that that's what he said. You said on the pod with Trisha that Jeff said there's 3 sides to every story. No, I was like, that's what pissed me off. Like, Todd, you know there's
Trisha
the one
said that.
fucking story.
So much miscommunication.
Yeah, Trisha said that I said it, but Todd was the one who said there's 3 sides to every story. No, motherfucker, there's one side. It's this motherfucker hit me with a crane. It's on video.
Well, and it's funny that you say that, because when Todd then started yelling at me, by the way, that there are 2 sides to every story, I said, what, Jeff and the crane? And then he
That's such a blunt way to put it. Tana was like,
but I mean, I get like, because fuck you. What do you mean there's like,
No,
what's the other side?
100%.
He asked him to do it. It doesn't matter. You saw that video, and David is literally operating a piece of construction equipment that I still never looked into it. Like if you need a license or something to be able to even do that, but it feels like you would. And he's doing so while he's holding his camera with one hand. Like, that was
I know. It's just Jeff and the crane is crazy.
No, I know. But it's saying that David's point of view is irrelevant there, because it's like, it doesn't matter if Jeff begged him to let him do that. He was irresponsible while he was operating that, and he could have killed his friend, and he just doesn't seem to think that he did anything wrong.
Right. So they talk about it for a little longer. She's airing her grievances. And when I tell you, Jeff had the bright idea. You know, I don't know what to call this. This is just the stupidest shit ever. Well, first he made a joke about it. He said, okay, well, Todd, come on out.
No, you're good. Let it out.
No.
I want you to get it all out before we bring in our next guest.
That is so funny.
Todd, come on in. Bring him in.
I'm down.
But then he actually gets fucking Todd on the line. And then Todd is just like haphazardly FaceTiming, like my dad, where like the face is way too zoomed in type of thing.
Well,
and it's so awkward.
Todd's also not the most eloquent speaker.
You don't think? Why?
Yeah, this was a choice.
No, I'm not gonna do that to you.
I'm down as fuck.
like, what the fuck do you think I am? I know I brought in Bryce all through technology.
No, I'd be so down, because I have so many questions, because I wonder, there's a part of me that's like, okay, now you finally left the pool. right?
Yeah.
Like you're done tanning at Dobrik's and you are ready to enter this new era and you're coming back. And
No, it's not. Natalie dumped him, so that's why.
Oh, that's also very true.
That's another thing. Yeah. So they broke up, and he actually says in his interview discussion, whatever, conversation with Jeff, basically he insinuates the reason they broke up is because it was kind of like he felt like she was in two relationships. Like David was the husband or something and that he was the boyfriend. So it was like having to kind of like
Yikes.
vie for attention because she was more focused on what David's doing than
Yeah, but
her
I also
boyfriend.
see how that obviously feeds into Tana's opinion of him too, where it's like, oh, so now you're here.
He only
Obviously,
left
where the
because
fuck else do you have to go?
Like, oh, your girlfriend was there and that's the only reason you
Right.
stayed friends
No,
with him?
totally.
And like now you broke up and that's the only reason you left.
I will say though, what she's saying right now, like I'm totally down and all that stuff. She is basically, I mean, I know that he made a stupid joke and was like, bring Todd in and all that stuff, but she's basically saying like, I'm down for that. I don't give a shit. Versus like, no, don't you dare, I'll kill you. You know what I mean? She is saying she's down, whether she actually is or not. Like people are acting, and I mean, it is a blindsiding for sure. Like he does bring him out, and I don't think that when she showed up to the studio that day, she was prepared for that, you know? But like
That's
she's
the thing. I think
saying it, I don't know.
you might say though that she's saying she was down had she like known about it.
Yeah.
Like if she had been giving advance notice, then it would have been something she was open to. And she's joking about it now to be like, yeah, whatever, bring him out. But
Yeah.
like that's because she knows he's not coming out.
Yeah.
So now you are trying
David
to
dumped him.
rewrite wrongs and yeah, oh, I didn't even think about that. So he's not out by choice, he's out by okay, that's interesting. But anyways, you would think
I'm sure he could still get in the pool, but like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
do you really want to at that point? If it's like awkward and like, you know,
I don't. It's a weird. The dynamic over there is interesting. You know,
all right, pool. It's
I think people, you know, that they're dying to. But I mean,
nobody really cares. Like everything I hear is like they're just corny now. You know.
yeah. But then he throws these parties and everyone goes. I don't know.
Who goes? 17-year-olds?
Love Islanders and fuck.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, I still see people.
Yeah, the Love Islanders, like Janae and Kenny, that's the night before they broke up. They were at David Dobrik's party.
I feel like the last one I saw that he had like Wiz Khalifa perform or something. Like
What the
he
fuck?
has like huge parties and like a lot of people go.
We need to
Including
do a
influencers.
dive into what the fuck he's doing right now, because that's confusing.
I thought you were gonna say we need to get on that invite list. I was like,
ew, no.
or not. No, but yeah, it's shocking to see how many people still associate with him.
It is and it's not, honestly.
And it's not because I think they want to be friends with David. They just like want to go to cool parties.
Right, no, for sure.
I was just trying to wonder why, in the era that he's currently in, that he is still lying about that interaction. Like, is it ego? Is it like what is?
Yeah, like you could just keep it real and like. I'm
And
sure
also, I
you-
shoved her out of the way. Is this almost worse in certain ways?
Oh, he said that?
I don't know exactly what his verbiage was, so I don't quote me on it. But it's almost like just as weird. Like it's just be like I screamed in her fucking face, dude. I drank the Kool-Aid. Like it's like I don't.
We were drinking that Kool-Aid at one point.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some a little more than others.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like because I would have loved to rewrite that and like you know just be chill. But like, damn you, we are ops forever. I think Todd and I. You know.
Do we have Todd on the line?
Hi, Todd.
Hello.
That's the like no lube entrance, honestly. It's so crazy. Like he jokes about it, and then
Yeah.
I guess her saying like, no, actually I'm so down. They're like secretly working behind the scenes to like get him on. I don't know what they cut out, you know, but from this, it's like, oh, Jesus, it's very jarring.
Yeah, it is. Because also it's not like Jeff is on his computer or anything.
No,
so
no, it's not
like
him
he
doing
would've-
it. Yeah, it's like the two guys in the back. Like, did he give him a
But
signal?
then does he have someone like in his headphone that's like, hey, like, I
Honestly,
don't know.
though, can I be for real? She doesn't look shocked. I feel like they cut out the part where he
No.
told them to call Todd.
I agree. I was gonna say because Tana's quick and like she'll like go along with things and like play along with jokes, I think, but like she seems like she knew that.
Yeah,
was
she
coming.
knew it was going to happen.
Oh my God. Jeff FM is the best show on the internet besides people that are friends or have some relation to Joe Rogan. Go ahead.
We're
Have you-
so back.
What?
Have
We're
you?
so back right now.
We're for sure back at
Oh, look,
something.
he's right there.
Did you hear everything I just said, or would you like me to reiterate?
No,
it?
we didn't do that. We're not that fucked up.
Well, it's almost more fucked up to blindside him, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
He
Do
doesn't
you
know.
want to say blindside over here with the eye?
What? I don't care. Whatever. He didn't
I'm
know
so dead.
what.
Did you hear what she just said? Tana.
I didn't get the first part, but what it was something blindside with the eye.
Yeah, she says, is it okay, like, if I say blindside because of, like, the eye? Basically, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You were just saying we just somehow got him on the line right now. Todd, nice glasses, bro. Those are sick.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Look, I'm not saying that I'm going to go back and be best fucking friends with this kid, all right? He did
never know.
shed a tear for me, and that went a long way. And I know people make mistakes in life, but, you know, I'm also very, like, I'm hard to trust people now. Like, I don't know who to trust. But Todd...
I mean, I was going to say that, like, as someone who really cares about you, I'm wary of this because I think that there was a large period of time where he could have showed you more loyalty than he did.
This girl saved me from
100%.
unaliving myself.
And Todd, I do think you took accountability for all of that. Like, I was really excited to see you guys, you know, try to turn over a new leaf. And Jeff is so forgiving. And Jeff really, like, even just across our friendship, always discussed how much he missed you. And so
so fucking gay.
It's true.
Like
so I was really happy to see that.
Jeff,
or it's just like guys having emotion.
God forbid.
Like, how dare you miss your friend that ditched you after you got in a life-threatening accident? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I feel like so many men just stop themselves from having genuine friendships because they just think it's gay and it's, you know. Yeah. I know he's joking, but also, can we bring out Hillary Duff? Okay. Yeah. You don't say that, okay?
I can't respect that you lied. I think you're a liar.
Ooh.
And that's like... You said that I wanted a photo with you and Zane, and that is just not what happened.
Okay. I remember it, it's all good.
Todd, could you maybe sit up?
What did he?
He said it's all good. How I remember it, it's all good. That's how he says.
What do you mean it's all good? No, it's not
I don't know.
good, clearly.
It's like, also, I'm so, like, he's so lax about it and literally laying down while he's saying it. I'm like, sit up, address this, you're annoying me.
But it's giving the same vibes as, no hard feelings, though. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you aren't the one that would have the hard feelings.
You also kind of come off, you like, I was sober and like.
What is Tana?
Put it behind us.
I don't like that smile.
Let's
disagree.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it. It's all good. It's all good. That's just how we remember it two different ways.
So you don't.
Oh, no, this is weird.
That would send me into a blind rage. I mean, literally, I would not be okay if I was talking to someone, confronting them like very directly. I mean, I have to give it up to Tana. Like, she's being an adult, saying, this is how I feel about it, standing on 10 toes. And he's just like, it's all
that's
good.
No big deal. That's
it's
fine.
all
it's
good,
all
brother.
Good.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you even having the conversation right now? Because it seems like she is, and I don't know what you're doing.
Well, and that's what it makes me lean towards, like, she's the one telling the truth, because he is trying very hard not to have this
and she's like passionate, like, no, you're lying. Like, I literally think you're a liar.
Like, oh, it's all good. It's all good.
My face specifically about the fact that there are two sides to every story in regard to David and Jeff.
Dude, I can't do this again.
Yeah. Because you lied.
I didn't scream in your face. I didn't, Tana.
I'm sorry.
You were yelling in my ear.
I was not yelling in your ear, Todd.
I wish I had the camera footage of like the cameras.
I didn't think this was going to happen today.
I didn't either. I swear. I just was excited to see you, and also, I've been.
Jeff, shut up.
Yeah, now I need you to be quiet because what the fuck do you mean?
It's your show.
Yeah, you have full control over this. Stop.
I thought
it was Bruce Buffer. Jeff told me it was Bruce Buffer. He didn't tell me it was Tana.
But obviously, now that you're here, I think you lied.
I didn't lie.
Fair. Let's apologize.
I know 100%. I was sober. I was hungover from the night before.
Did you hear it, Jeff? All right, let's apologize. Like, he's just like not helping at all. I am so confused.
And a second ago, like, did I hear Todd saying that, like, I don't want to do this again? Like,
yeah, like, I don't
do what again? I thought nothing happened.
Well, yes, that. I don't know if he's referring to the actual night that it happened, or he means like he doesn't want to rehash it at all. But technically, you've never talked to Tana directly about this, so maybe now would be the first time, and you probably should just go, like, you're already here, so just do it.
Well, and he was the one that started talking about it again. I mean, yes, Jeff asked him, but like the last time he went on, Tana wasn't the one going around still talking about this.
Yeah, and rather than saying a like random story and being like, no hard feelings, whatever, like he could have diffused the situation and been like, listen, like, it was a long time ago, no need to rehash that, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Even if Jeff
something that took a little, even partial accountability or something, but he basically insinuated Tana was drunk, I was sober, she was being like obnoxious and like yelling in my ear and stuff.
And trying to get a picture with me and Zane.
Why would she want that if she was like coming and yelling in your ear?
And you try to hop in a photo. And I said, oh, Jeff's going to get mad.
Bro.
Yeah, I did say that.
That's not what happened.
This is also years and years ago. I'm sure things are misconstrued and memories.
I mean, I guess that the conclusion here is that we are both dying on the hill of our truth and perception of that evening.
Yeah, it's all good. It was a great movie, though.
Ugh, what the fuck?
God, bro.
Oh, I hate him. I hate him.
Literally same. And then look at what Jeff asks. I can't.
Am I allowed to be friends with Todd?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Todd, we're good. We got the pass.
Yikes.
Tana, can we be friends? Think about it. You don't have to answer now. Just think about it.
Keep your friends close and your enemies
Todd,
closer.
I
Say
really
yes.
like.
Tana, you do look beautiful, by the way. I mean that.
Do you? But
Fuck you, Todd.
Bro, that literally is not okay. That is next level. You look beautiful right now.
It seems like she's coming from a very like non-internet trying to make a thing about it. She's like, why are you lying?
And he's just like, well, you look so beautiful. Like, ew.
It's disgusting. I hate it.
You're hitting on her, bro. You going that way? You can't charm her. I know your looks got you far in life, but they ain't getting you out of this.
in your hardest of hearts, that is genuinely what happened that night to you.
It's wait, how
Like if you had your hand on the Bible in court, you are saying that's how that night
100%.
happened.
100%. I've played that back so many times, and then even afterwards too.
Someone's going
So
to hell
you
here.
never yelled at me. You never yelled at me in my face.
Tana, what I strictly remember is you yelling in my ear because it was so loud in there, and you were yelling in my ear. And I was trying to talk to you and explain something to you.
What were you trying to explain?
Yeah, didn't he say before she just came for the picture and he didn't mention any explaining before?
His story doesn't make any sense, and he's really dwelling on the fact that he was sober. He was hungover. That's why he was sober. That's like the most concrete thing he has to share, and even that she says like, no, he wasn't, which I also don't believe. Like, if you drink, you're not going to a movie premiere and staying sober. Like, if he was hungover enough that he wouldn't be drinking, he wouldn't have gone to the movie premiere.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. I wasn't there, but in my 20s, if you're in your 20s and you're invited out and you drink, even if you're hungover, like, you're probably going to drink. Like, honest, if you're
and
out
there's
with
an
your
open
friends,
bar.
Yeah, like it's a free event. I feel like he would have drank. Maybe he didn't though. I do find it weird that now he's like expanding a little bit, saying, "Oh, well, I was just explaining something to you and it was just loud in there." Which I could have even believed him with that, where it's like I wasn't yelling at you; it was just really loud in there. We were both kind of yelling in each other's ears just to be heard.
And he's not even saying that though. He's saying that she was yelling because it was loud.
Right?
Yeah.
To that,
you guys are frozen, so it's kind of hard to take you seriously right now.
Okay. Oh my God.
It's hard to take you seriously in general, Todd. I don't know, dude.
It's all good, Tana.
Oh, I wish you the best.
Is it all good?
You know.
I love you.
Yeah.
You guys have fun. The set looks great.
Nobody's gonna. Okay.
Are we hanging out now?
No, just
I'm excited for you and Jeff to rekindle, and I hope that you actually remain loyal to him this round.
Sorry about that night.
I think
throw it in there. Just throw that. Or no, a little apology, maybe.
What'd you say?
We'll go to Runyon, all three of us. We can go on hikes.
No.
I'll jump off the top.
I'll jump off the top. What is he doing? You look so beautiful. Let's all go to Runyon. What is happening?
Even to take like partial accountability that he could have said something that was like upsetting or out of pocket or something.
Bro.
No.
And honestly, it's so interesting. So like, do we know them? I do know Todd Smith. I stayed in a house with him for Bonnaroo. Him, Scotty Sire. We spent an entire weekend together. We went boating on the lake together. Like, I know this person. And I'm trying to think back now, like, was he always so stupid? I'm like, no, I think like we had like normal conversations. Like, I don't know what this is.
Jocelyn always likes to say that God is fair.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning he is, I would say, an attractive guy. I don't think most people would disagree with that. But that means that usually something else might have.
We didn't have any philosophical conversations or anything. I'll say that much. But I will say, like, it was a good weekend. Like, he wasn't like a dumb, like, frat bro being super weird and like inconsiderate or just like anything like that. And it's just so interesting to like see how he's acting right now. Honestly, I'm very perturbed.
Well, and just weird hill to die on.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right after you push me out.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys went through that.
He said
'cause
right
I
after
cared
you
deeply
pushed me
about both
out.
of you.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tana more. You know, Todd, sorry you haven't been in my life for a long time. You know, you made me want to kill myself.
Genuinely, my biggest hope is that you rewrite your history with Jeff and you are actually a good friend to him without the Kool-Aid this time around. But that's just me caring about Jeff.
He's off that Kool-Aid.
I know, and that's nice. And yeah, we
But
agree.
also-
We can't agree.
I have to wonder, what does Todd do?
I don't know. Probably social media to the same capacity that he did it before. I don't know if he does YouTubes, but like Instagram, stuff like that, TikTok maybe.
I do have to wonder and question that now that he has broken up with Natalie and he's no longer very actively in the Blog Squad, even though the Blog Squad kind of dissipated anyway, if he doesn't have people to make content with, he doesn't strike me as someone that was making a bunch of solo content and like sharing his thoughts.
No, even back in the day, he was always best friends with Scotty Sire. Almost all of their content was together. together before they joined the Vlog Squad on Vine.
And I don't know this, I'm just wondering, like, would you say he probably got most of his money from like brand deals from Instagram and stuff?
Yeah, I think that he did do YouTube, but I don't think that even when he was a part of the Vlog Squad, I don't think his YouTube blew up like that.
Yeah, like he wasn't one of the ones that made it, like he tried to parlay it into his own
No, I think
individual.
Jason Nash even got more than he did as far as attention from the Vlog Squad.
Given all that, I find the timing of this and going on Jeff FM after breaking up with Natalie and no longer having people around that have a lot of followers that you could be collaborating with.
To be convenient.
Jeff is someone in his biggest time of need, he was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But now he's suddenly like, oh no, I'm sorry. I want to be your friend now. And he could have come to his senses and gotten not drunk off the Kool-Aid anymore and changed his mind. But I just do think it's interesting timing.
No, it's very convenient timing. And I'm honestly, I do have to say, I am a very forgiving person. There's often times where people need to remind me what someone did in my life because I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, I guess I don't want to spend that energy hating people who did me wrong. So maybe it's that. But like at the same time, when it's my friend talking to me about things that people did to them, I am overprotective in that sense. Like if they go back to that person, whether it's an ex-boyfriend or an ex-friend, I'm like the first person, I'm like, no, ew. Like we don't like them. Like the things I've said and the things you've told me, I can't hear that from my brain. Like, no, we still hate him.
Well, and even further than that, I feel like a lot of those situations where you might have a friend that you have a falling out with, they're not necessarily also a public figure. Like you forgiving someone could be not also tied to like potentially ulterior motives where they're trying to get back in your good graces so then they can use that to help themselves.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, we could pick apart both parties. We could pick apart Tana, we could pick apart Jeff, we could pick apart Todd. Like I feel like everybody's done their shit or said things online.
But actually, sorry, last thing. Is that also when you consider it's like this is a weird hill to die on, but not so much when you consider that it's him denying that he was siding even more with David than we already know he did.
Right. It would support his position in trying to now be friends with Jeff. Yeah, no, for
So
sure. I'm telling you,
why he would be denying
I would never
it so
admit
hard.
to that. Like I would literally die before being like, oh yeah, of course I said there's two sides to every story. Like I'm going to deny that to the death. That's a horrible thing to say.
Yeah.
But going back to what I was saying, like I do feel like regardless of everybody involved, especially just the storytellers, we have Todd and we have Tana, they both have issues for sure online. Tana has a history of lying, has a history of a bunch of shit. But if we're looking at this situation, I do think Tana's story makes more sense. I genuinely do. Just like from a objective
standpoint. The vibes
standpoint.
are pointing towards Tana.
Yeah. But then also, even just from the perspective of the fact that Tana does have proof that for years she's been a good friend to Jeff. He calls her one of his best friends. He says that she's one of the reasons he didn't
saved
die.
His life.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But let alone like she did give a lot of attention to him, even if you want to just come from like a content perspective. Like she didn't really have anything
Helped
to gain.
revive his career.
Yeah.
Well, and that was what I was going to say about this. Between Todd and Tana, who has more to gain by having their story be believed?
100%. Todd. So all of that being said, that was an incredibly awkward watch. I do think that it was wrong of Jeff to put Tana in that position, whether she said like, okay, yeah, like I'm so down or whatever the fuck she said. I think that that's something she should have had like prior notice to when she arrived at the studio at the very least.
Or at the very least, if you're going to have Todd call in, have it be because he is actually going to have a productive conversation and not just be dismissive.
Whatever the fuck
and
that was.
Be like, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
you look really beautiful. Like, fuck off, Todd.
Yeah, that was a really, really tough watch. But Trisha Paytas, actually, I think this was yesterday as of the time we're filming this. She addressed this because, as we know, Trisha and Tana have a podcast together. Tana's addressed this way before this happened on her podcast with Trisha, but Trisha actually titled this, Jeff Wittek is messy for betraying Tana Mongeau in her newest episode. And this is her talking about it. She also talks about how genuinely like Todd is kind of an asshole and he was mean at Coachella and this whole thing.
Todd is my least favorite of all of them. You know,
wow,
harmless.
That's a big
not
statement,
much happening,
actually.
But you know, it's just like
favorite vlog squatter? No.
Yeah. At least Zayn and Heath are bringing something. They're funny. They're bringing something. There's never a storyline revolving around Toddy Smith. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. He's just like a bystander.
The way she is so fucking shady on this podcast, and then she's just like, there's nothing, like, of course, like, whatever, who cares? As if it's not like the biggest shade she just threw.
But it's that she has zero to gain from, like, she's not ever trying to repair any of those relationships. She is so checked out of the vlog squad
100%.
bullshit that she's just like, fuck
I do think
you.
it's
You were a
insane
bitch to
though.
me. I'm gonna be a bitch to you.
Smith is your least favorite before Jason Nash.
Well, he was always, you know, the one that would be
Date someone that was more relevant and more famous. Natalie, Corinna,
Olivia O'Brien.
And there's nothing nothing wrong with that. Girls do that all the time. They date someone that has more status, more brain cells, more money, whatever it is to get elevated. And that's why he was featured, but rarely even then. You know what I mean? Like, I think he even tried when he was dating Natalie, I'll get featured more, but it still wasn't working. Because I remember when I left, Natalie would get featured more, and Todd was never there. Do you know what I mean? Good for Natalie. Okay, they need a girl. Okay, step in. But Todd, no. Anyways. And he was always kind of mean. He was, I have a whole story, but that's a whole other thing. He was so rude too. Like, I have a whole little Coachella thing about him, but we'll save that for a different time because we're on a time crunch. But he was such an asshole about something, and I would say that story. But also, does anyone care? No. Even when I'm writing the book, I'm like, a Todd Smith story will not make the book. Even though he was an asshole and he was rude, nobody cares. At the end of the day, I'm
so dead. You know, Todd is just a single tear is just streaming down his face as he watches this.
I guess he does cry a lot, they said.
It does care because it happened to her, and I'm with her on this. It's like, don't yell at me. What do you mean?
And she was I don't even want to use the word upset, but she was perturbed because when Todd did come on Jeff FM, his angle was that he was completely sober and Tana was drunk, and she came up to them and was trying to like butt in to take a photo with Todd and Zane, which again, that also doesn't really sound like something Tana would do.
Yeah, I need to be in this photo.
That's the whole thing. His story doesn't make sense.
No. None of it makes sense.
And Todd was also drunk a lot back then, so I do have to believe that. Like, I don't know him now. I don't know his story. Like, yeah, kudos for him. Yeah, he was a drinker all the time, and he was rude. I will say, of all the people in the vlog squad, he was the only one who was ever like nasty, rude to my face, like mean. And he'd only, now that I'm thinking about it, pattern with women. Because Wyatt was only females. And I remember he'd get in girls' face, so now that I think about it,
what?
None of the other ones were like rude. Even if I was rude to them. Jeff, okay, he walked away. Like, I give him credit. He walked away when he saw me. But yeah, Todd was an asshole, like, to like my face. Maybe not like yelling at my face, but he was like, especially in the group chats. It was always Todd. Like, he always had something to say.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well, and I mean, even the way he was like, "Oh, you look beautiful, Tana." Like, it seems like he does have like a gross, like misogynistic kind of way of handling himself.
No, definitely. I could see, not from the weekend we spent at Bonnaroo, but after I had one or two encounters with Todd. I can't get into details. It's just not appropriate. But I do think that there was like slight douche tendencies for sure that I was just like, oh, okay, get away from me. Like, it was like he wasn't screaming in my face, but like he was just a douche for some of it, I will say. Now that I remember, God, it like brought back a memory I had buried deep inside.
Oh no, PTSD.
Yeah.
Well, it's giving like, and I don't know him. I've never met him, I don't think. He just gives off vibes of, he knows he's good looking, which, I mean, that was always the storyline of being in David's vlogs, I feel like, is that's
what he brought to the table?
Yeah, genuinely. He was always kind of presented as the womanizer that's like hooking up with girls all the time. He strikes me as someone.
Maybe he became that?
Or he always was.
Or he always was it? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like he was like, that was a character he played and then he became
No, but that was kind of the identity that he was like given. But I think it's like, because that was his identity. He strikes me as someone that would like hook up with a girl and then like be shit talking them to his friends in a group chat afterwards.
Oh, you know what? I could kind of see that a little bit. And also, the first time that I hung out with him that weekend at Bonnaroo, he was not at all, like, maybe he knew David, but David was not popular. Like, it was so long ago that I think that made a big difference. I think he might have gotten worse with time. And then I did see him like a year or two later and he was slightly worse. And then maybe it just got worse and worse after that. But I just have to say, regardless of everything, I just feel like Tana's story makes more sense. I think that Jeff absolutely should have respected that Tana has like stuck her neck out there for him multiple times, and don't like punish her for that by like bringing Todd on and having a confrontation. Like, she doesn't need that. Yeah. Obviously, like we discussed in the beginning, she doesn't want that anymore. Like, she doesn't really, I mean, listen, I think that Tana at the end of the day is Tana Mongeau, and I think that she'll go there if she needs to go there. I don't think she's allergic to drama, and I don't think she's never going to be in another scandal. I just think that like she didn't sign up for that when she went into the studio that day, and for that reason, I think that Jeff is wrong for that. But Todd is just disgusting for it. Yeah. Like, he's the worst, obviously, here.
Well, yeah, that's Jeff like trying to capitalize on it for also like for his podcast and stuff, when not even just like he should respect Tana because she was there when no one else was for him, but also this story specifically, like that's an extension of that. Like, she was there defending him And he's letting Todd come on and just tell her like, oh no, it's all good. It's all good. We just remember it differently. Where it's like, she was standing up for you. Who do you believe? The person that stood up for you this entire time, or the person that ditched you for his rich friend so he can make money? I'm gonna be honest. Todd looks awful, obviously. Nobody needs a magnifying glass to see that in this interview. I mean, it's just awful. That whole confrontation, he looks like such an idiot and a douche. But also, for Jeff to see that and end it with like, so can I be friends with him?
It's
after
gross
he
to
just
me.
did all of that,
Yeah.
it is disgusting. And I mean, his usage of like, oh, what am I, gay? Like, I think he has some toxic, douchey tendencies for sure. I don't watch his show, but like, I've definitely seen some things. Jeff gives
over
me
the
the
years that lead
vibes
me to believe
of
that.
off camera. He's like, Tana, thank you so much for being there for me. You're such a good friend, blah, blah. And then going on camera and being like, so Jeff, can we be like, Tana, can me and Jeff be friends? Yeah, you heard him say like, this is the best podcast.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're only covering it because it was so bad.
Yeah.
But also, in general, I think that although he's giving Tana her flowers and just being like, oh, like, thank you so much, I do think this disrespected her and put her in a weird spot that she didn't need to be in.
100%.
But also, a lot of people speculate, I don't know if this is the truth, you know, because they played like into those shipping rumors that they were a couple or like that he was super into her. People do think that this is his like revenge for her like being with Mongeau and like
I
he's
don't
all
think
jealous
so.
and weird. I don't think so either. I think that he just wants ratings. Genuinely, I think that's what this is.
for sure. And that's what I was saying, that I think off camera, he probably is like even apologetic and like he is much more of a genuine friend that isn't, that he's like, I know that was maybe uncomfortable, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah.
But then he still uploads.
I think he's taking advantage of the fact that Tana has also been someone to very much be like, I get it, it's for views, like, I know it's not serious,
Right.
but it just
She
feels
gets the
like this
game.
was more of a thing that it shouldn't have been for views, because the only reason you're even talking about it is because she was riding for you when no one else was. And now you're letting the person that ditched you disrespect her publicly.
100%. Yeah. I think that if you truly appreciate her as a friend, this was not the way to go about it. And I do hope that behind the scenes, he was more apologetic about this.
Or at the very least, he should have like stuck up for her more in the interview.
For sure. Well, both with Todd and then, when they're both talking. Like,
Yeah.
he's just there like, sorry. I'm like, Jeff, please.
Yeah.
Cut it out. I'm so over it. But anyway, that is pretty much it. That's where we stand. It was very messy. Jeff just completely shit the bed with this one, and Todd made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I think Tana lies about some stuff, embellishes some stuff. I don't think this was one of them. And I think Todd is just disgusting. And I genuinely, the timing for me is gross. It just seems a little too convenient and opportunistic for me. And then Jeff, I think, fuck you for not being as good of a friend to Tana as she has been to you.
Agreed 100%. Well, we love the internet.
Indeed.
To wrap this up,
Yes.
have you ever seen this lovely gentleman named Lulu who posts the most unhinged videos? Maybe if you see his face, I feel like he's never been my We Love the Internet, but I always like his videos.
The name doesn't ring a bell, but let's see him. Oh, yeah.
You're mad at me, right? You're really pissed off. You're angry. You're really angry right now and you wanna punch me really hard in the face.
What is this?
Is that what you wanna do? You can punch me. Just punch me. I'll be okay. Just punch me. Just punch me, God damn it.
He is such a good actor. I love him so much. But I sent it to Kathleen because I've never seen a better embodiment of her. Like every time I could not answer her for like 2 hours and she's like, you fucking hate me, huh? Like I'm annoying you to the point of no return. Like you literally want to kill me.
God.
I'm like, I was sleeping.
Tell her to text me and we can have a support group.
Oh my God. Listen, everybody who's my friend just needs to understand. I just can't get to the phone, okay? I can't be bothered.
Oh my God. I had uploaded on our Patreon. Go subscribe. Like I found old text messages from when we first started the podcast and it shows
And I was
you
ghosting you?
literally ignoring me and me just being like, okay, what about tomorrow? I was very persistent. And then people were like, oh, bless Lily's heart. She really just kept, it was never like, oh, you haven't answered. It was like, okay, what about today? What about now? Are you free tomorrow? Eventually I got her.
I don't know what my excuse is. I have to think about it, but I'm pretty sure there was something going on.
You were just not sure you wanted to do it.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, sounds hard.
I think you weren't sure
And
you
it
wanted to
was,
do it, but you had
to be
already
fair.
said that you did want to do it. So then you were like, I don't know. And then
Right.
I just harassed you enough that you're like, oh, fine. And then look at us now, 3 years later. I've seen this couple a few times. I don't really follow them closely. It's Full M House is their username. This killed me. You know those videos of people like they'll see a TikTok and they're like, we can do that. And then they try it and it's like, just, it doesn't work out. Like dancing ones or like lifting ones where it's just like the average person wouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
For once, not a dog.
I thought about wearing my swimsuit and just light as a feather. Or like walked.
I feel like you need to put your pressure on here and like hold yourself up. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
And then 6, 7, 8.
Oh no.
It just gets worse and worse.
Oh no.
Wait, they start doing, like they walk in and do like entrances.
Why can't we get any movement?
Because we just don't have a game plan. Frolicking. There needs to be a stage set. Where are we going with it?
It's not nice.
Thanks, you do too.
Oh no. Oh no. They're just hopping around.
That was sick.
That was sick.
I'm busy.
Look at the girls doing it. It's like, doesn't even make sense aerodynamically how that's happening.
Yeah, but I also don't know. I guess they're kind of, I don't know what they're supposed to do. I would also be very confused on the task.
Yeah, no, like I don't even know how you get your body to do it because it's like, how are they?
I think I'm more confused though by the fact that they're in a basketball court or what's their house.
Yeah.
That is a basketball court.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you made it to the end, we appreciate you very much, but that's all we've got. So we best be skedaddling. As always, we hope you have a wonderful week and we will see you on Friday. Bye.
And one last reminder to go to the girliesversusjanet.com. Only if you can, if you're financially able and you don't have anything else to spend your money on and you just want to support us and see Janet go down. Thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.